Hey everybody, welcome back to an episode of Meant to Be Monday. Yeah, I know it's not Monday, but let me tell you why. I was on vacation last week. I got in on Monday and just fell behind, just had a bunch of stuff going on. But I'm here today. I'm here for you guys because I know that maybe you're needing to hear a little something about criticism, or maybe you've heard enough criticism and you need to know what to do with it. And so I thought I'd share just a little bit about what I do with criticism and how I deal with it. First of all, criticism is unavoidable. It is going to happen no matter what you do. But how you get criticized and how you receive criticism makes all the difference. Winston Churchill once says, you have enemies? Good. That means you've stood up for something sometime in your life. And, nobody's more criticized than Jesus in the Bible, obviously, because he would do things that would make religious leaders mad. He would heal on the Sabbath. He let his disciples, get ears of corn out in the field. He'd, do all these things that would just tick people off. But he was ticking people off for all the right reasons. He wasn't just, indiscriminately doing things and then later on going, oh yeah, that was probably a bad idea. No, he knew exactly what he was doing. And unfortunately, we're not exactly like Jesus in methodology. But I would say this, that if we're going to get criticized for anything as youth pastors, let's get criticized for all the right things. Let's be criticized for reaching the lost. Let's be criticized for challenging our kids to be disciples of Jesus. Let's be criticized because we preach it hard, right? Let's be criticized for some of the right things that we can do versus the criticisms that we sometimes hear about, oh, we're lazy, or we're not focused on this or that, or we're not paying attention to certain kinds of kids, or whatever that may be. But how we receive, criticism is basically, it's just a part of ministry. It's a part of life. And, it's a magnet. If you're a leader, criticism is a magnet that comes at you. You're going to attract it if you're doing anything worth doing. So if you are a leader of your youth ministry and you plan on taking steps, taking chances, taking risks, criticism comes along with that. But like I said, let's be criticized for the right things. But if you're a leader, you're going to get criticized for your programming, your preaching, the kinds of kids you're attracting, hopefully, your vision, your personality, your ministry skills or the lack thereof. So there's a lot of things that go into what we're going to be criticized. I mean, there's just a buffet of things where we can draw criticism from. So in knowing this, then, who are the people that I listen to? Let me just share a little bit of this. Criticism in small doses, will make us cringe. But criticism in large doses will make us, it's like a poison that just poisons our soul. And we go, what is wrong with me? It's just constant. And so we should take those small criticisms rather than wait and belabor it and listen to a lot of criticism. We should take the criticism we get and then fix the things we can fix and accept the things we can't. So let me tell you the three people that I listen and receive criticism from. Number one, I listen to criticism from those who love me. And I know the ones who love me. My family loves me. Certain, people in the church love me, certain students in the youth ministry love me. I know who loves me. And those are the people that I'm listening to very closely, that if they're going to say something, to me, like example, I had a student one time, and she sat me down and basically was critical or criticized my preaching. She says, Paul, I just don't get it. But you know what? She didn't do it negatively. She had enough guts and boldness. And because she loved me, I believe, she said, Paul, I just don't get it. I don't understand the illustrations. Or I don't understand the thing. I don't know where you're going with this. And I thought it was such a brave thing for her to do. Today she's a lawyer out in Washington, D.C., so she was perfectly fit to give me that criticism. That may have been a foretelling of her future job. But for me, I listened to her because I knew she loved me. I knew she wasn't trying to be nasty. I knew she wasn't trying to hurt me. So I listened to her. So I listened to the people who love me. The second group of people I listen to are the people that I respect. And they may be people that are leaders in ministry. They may be people who in my mind, they know more than me about a topic or a subject. I'm going to listen to criticism from those people whom I respect because they may have an angle. They may see something from a different perspective that I don't see it, and I want to listen to that. So even if they don't love me per se, hopefully it's true in both ways, but I'm going to listen to those that I respect. Okay? The third group of people is I'm going to listen to by the way, Bob Dylan once said, don't criticize what you don't understand. And I think that's a great quote, because if people don't understand me and people don't understand youth ministry, then I tend to take what they say with a grain of salt and I let it pass through one ear and out the other. The third type of person that I listen to is the people who sign my checks. Just plain and simple. I'm going to listen to my bosses. I'm going to listen to the people in authority over me who criticize, because they have a bigger picture. Now, I may not like the big picture. I may not like all the things, but I'm going to listen to it, because I'm not just a hired employee. I'm a servant in that regard to the pastor. And I'm there to help him accomplish what he sees that needs to be accomplished. Now, if I disagree with that, or if I have issues or problems, that's a whole other thing I have to talk about, and it's a whole other thing that I have to deal with. But if I'm going to receive criticism, I am going to receive it from those who do sign my check, who are my authorities, because that's their right. That's what they get to do. They get to criticize, justly or unjustly. They get to do that. Then I have to figure out what to do with that. So hopefully all those things are true. Hopefully my boss, my employer, my pastor loves me and I respect them, so I'm able to receive it. If I don't respect them, that's an issue for me that I have to think about and work that issue. If they don't love me, then that's a whole other ballgame altogether. Why am I working there? So that would be a critical thing. Criticism. It says people don't fit into one of those categories. That, if they don't love me, if I don't respect them, and they don't sign my check, I listen, but I don't take it to heart. I usually just let that kind of information flow inside and out, because in the end of the day, there may be let me just say this, there's always a nugget of truth in criticism. Even if I don't like it, even if I think the person who's criticizing doesn't love me, doesn't respect me, doesn't care to, they just want to voice their opinion, fair enough, they can do that. But I'm only going to take it to heart. I'm only going to let it, impact my day, knowing that there's a small nugget of truth there that I say, you know what, I need to work that out. That's probably something I can take from that. Some there's nothing, but usually there's something that they see that you don't see yourself. And then the last little bits of advice that I have here is the best kind of criticism is self-criticism. Be critical of yourself. Look at your whole thing. Look at your outreach. Look at the things that you're being criticized for. Look at it yourself. Do your own self-analysis so you can say, you know what? I'm going to get ahead of the curve here, and I'm going to be self-critical, and I'm going to go through my stuff and what I do and how I do it and why I do it, and then I'm going to look for all the criticisms that could happen and then work on those things. The second thing is be critical but not judgmental. So in other words, you can be critical of yourself, but don't lay a judgment on yourself that I'm a terrible youth pastor, I'm a terrible person, I'm, all these things. Don't lay a judgment upon yourself to say, well, I'm critical, and these are things I'm terrible at, and so I must not be very good at it. God maybe has not called me to this, and all that. So in that regard, be critical, but don't lay judgment or condemnation about yourself, because there is no condemnation in Christ Jesus. Yes, you can get better at skills, you can get better at preaching, you get better at some things. Okay, you're not eternally lost, to these things that you can improve upon. And the last thing is this: improve before you need to. Right? It goes a little bit back to the first point, but find those things. Improve before you need to, before the criticism comes. Where do you think in your ministry right now do you think you would be criticized? Nobody said anything yet, but you're pretty sure somebody would say something about this. What is that? In fact, I would love for you to leave me a comment below. What is the one thing in your ministry right now that nobody said anything about, but you can see it coming maybe, and say, this is this. What is that thing? Leave me a comment down below, because that thing there, improve on it before the criticism starts. Figure out ways. Better still, let me help you figure out some ways. So if you want to connect with me, we can talk about it, share, get some ideas on the table to help you improve the thing that you are most likely going to be criticized for in the near future. So anyway, that's my little chat today. I apologize for the video being late, but I thank you to my faithful subscribers there. You guys are great. You guys are fantastic. If you like the video, obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Lets me know you like it. Other people will be able to find it. This video, the more likes I get, the more people are able to find it. Those guys, the more shares you do, other people are able to get this information. So thank you, subscribers, for being a part of this community. And if you're brand spanking new, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being a part. If you would like videos like this in your inbox, please hit the subscribe button right there, and that will get videos like this right to you every week, hopefully on time, unlike this week. But anyway, that's it for today. Making another video for the Tuesday Panic, so you're probably going to get that in a little while. So anyway, guys, have a great week, and God bless you guys. Have a good one. Bye.